This is great for gaslighters. They say, no, she's like, I don't even manage to stay. Stop here. Possibly. I met so many of those people while I was growing up. I stayed to myself most of the time.
Oh wow. Yeah, this is gonna be done quick.
So they're right there at the desk.
They stole my money to date them. They raped me and then they went on to steal from me my homes, my vehicles. They get in the way of your safe when you don't want to find out how. They possibly got guns to people's heads. Asking people to not get me, but it also did people's children so that people can be born. Okay, that's so disgusting there. Yeah. The terrorism thing. These images are so gross. Child terrorism. What else? Gente puerca que se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, pero a mis vehículos I had at least 4 BMWs by 1999. And this leech drove and I didn't. They're disgusting. They're worse than hillbillies. They're so gross. Gente puerca possibly before I sent it to him after my pussy picture. And then they just share it behind the scenes. They're disgusting. Based on what I witnessed decades ago, they're disgusting. So I'm not even gonna go on to find them out. They're disgusting. I misstated, I was honey. You can decapitate de verdad, que una basura, una asquerosidad. Mira, hasta que un marketing degree tiene. He'll kill her already. Kiki estudió un marketing degree. Fue donde ella se mete a joder la vida de la gente. That's like the school teacher that rapes children got a degree just to rape children. You can decapitate your guard if you can decapitate Sonia, but I was trying to stay in my home, without my permission, steal my vehicles, and steal my purses. They get in the way we receive money. I don't want to know how they possibly saw Jeff Bezos' dick, thinking that he was send me a donation. They're disgusting. That's a picture from a few days ago. Outside of Central Area, my second cousin. Que un puerco, he steals my money so I can date. So he's been raping for more than 30 years. Mira la gente que ni su familia me regala dinero porque son tan puercas y ellos son tan puercas. You can kill Amy Bauman, Elizondo. You can kill Rachel Macias and target the FBI and the Spruce. You can kill Cyril May. You can kill Jessica Reed. kill me, me, so sons that rape me, steal my money, and get in the way of mercy and money. Look at what they cause on to me, they're disgusting. You can decapitate. Yes, Rivera, they tried to rape me in 2020. They're disgusting and they are supposed to be boyfriend. They don't know what a man or a woman is. Kill Ezio Rivera today. They traffic Gabby from Waters. Who steals from me and stays in my homes without my permission to try to intimidate me. In the meantime, guys, he's serious. You're gonna kill her for me. For mi casa la bruta con Ew. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriel. More desperate cries for help. What else? You can decapitate María Lorenzo Acevedo. Dame asco. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. The sisters of Survivor. He says about my sister to people, and then they collect money that people want to donate to me decades ago. El tipo un puerco is a sex addict, so entonces everyone run out of money, so hay que paciente. El tipo un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. In the meantime, the summer model or new home, so pretty. I was walking on my way here from Vegas. Like, guys, I love the color of this and the wood and the roof. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then I saw these flowers. I don't know what they were, but they're so pretty too. What else? I just posted this. What else? And I posted this last night. Por si a alguien le queda duda, that's my husband. No. Not even with a 10 people. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It rapes, it steals, trying to climb up the social ladder like we are born swordlights. What else? I'm so I'm gonna show my girls. What is this? Oh, the other glasses. Oh, that's so cute when it's in one day. Provided the. Man, I wanted to attend Guayabera Fest. So you can decapitate my homies, daughters, sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, everyone that steals my vehicles. This leech drove my BMW. I had 4 at least when I was 19, and they stole them from me. They're disgusting. I know who her pimp is, and I know who her pimp is. Is what I thought. There's like the middleman people from La Prada 5 and that leech possibly. They're mixed in between the people that say Arlene se está volviendo loca. And they try, I highlighted that word on that message because that's like what I'm trying to avoid. They're trying to cause me a bout of diarrhea so I die unnoticed. Or they're trying to cause Alzheimer's onto me to rape me. They're disgusting. You can decapitate a message of any personas. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Garza. You can decapitate Sonia Manuel Chacón. You can decapitate Ramiro Gonzalez. Ew. They wants to turn me into a sex slave still. Asco. Yo quiero ver a Ramiro Gonzalez en Mateo. He offered me like $25 an hour or 20 or $5 more. No, you can't hire exactly. And I applied with my embroidery artist email account. Porque Sarah Francis said, Sarah goes, is Arlene, come here, me Ramiro. I'll do anything else. Or I walked in and introduced myself, possibly. But I was inquiring about jobs that I actually would like, not this leech. And she suggested that the West something development, something that was named back then had openings. So I applied, and he said, yeah, there were 4 or something, I don't know. And then there's he's looking for a part-time executive assistant, and he's a rapist, isn't he? Or a wannabe rapist. Ew. Decades ago, they spelled a hate crime towards me. They're so disgusting. That's why I want them to kill themselves today. They're like, you can't escape the secretary job. They possibly planned it with them, like someone from the West Side, because she grew up in Nueva Puerto Rico. Now I'm going. Como un asqueroso, gente, eso es lo que ellos hacen. Ojalá se le caiga el pene hoy. For real, dan un asco. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew. El tipo es un puerco. Stole my money to date him and wants to turn me into a sex slave. Una basura. He has groupies, gente. He has groupies. Ew. Que se quedan en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roban mi dinero. This bitch possibly drove my vehicles in 1999, 1998, and I didn't. Un tipo pendejo asqueroso. You can decapitate a Marilis González Echevarría, or Echevarría González. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. You can decapitate Ramiro González. You can decapitate Berlin Jean, que es una puerca asquerosa. They traffic me into poverty, gente. Because the sexual energy of having at the library is me all late. I'm having sex with all these people. And they're gonna tell me all about it. El tipo es un cuero asqueroso. El tipo es un cuero asqueroso. Anyways, when at the library, I'm gonna process the books. Oh, Katie Leon eats people. That's why she suggested that I watch the something diet show on Netflix. Like, I don't know what to watch on Netflix right now. But I wasn't asking for a suggestion. The something Clarita diet. What else? What else? They're disgusting. Disgusting. Why would I read this? Jag kan decapitate Kundulon this time my vehicle seconds ago. You can decapitate how many sort of sunshine me to steal my money and get more money. I think their names are Andre Leach, Basura, Albert, Alex, que pendejo. Fall. Uy, that's not a man. Ew, keep that away from me. OMG, so yo lo mato. Pero I don't want to touch it. Okay, rape me. What else? Yes. I'm bored. What else? Blah, 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 blah. I want to read this too. What else? I'm sorry. What else? That is always fascinating. Don't prepare food when you're sick. That is fascinating. Not everyone eats. What is it? Saltine crackers when sick. What else? I'm so bored. Fascinating with a sauna HEB. What else? I want to cook for myself. I'm so bored. I'm dating with Kinani. So I was thinking of the penalty for everyone who feels my money gets in the way. We're saying money has calls for dating Kinani to be separate from me. I've never tried anything that they do. I know that's goals for my body. To tone it up. I miss my Bowflex weights. I followed them on Instagram, don't I? I want to go. I think I watch the shows too. Love girl drama. What else? What else? I'm bored. What else? The outfits are so cool. Don't they have a line of something? I think it's weights, no? Something. What is morning mocha? Oh, these have protein shakes in right there. What else? Better oat milk, coffee, banana, espresso beans, ice cubes. Sounds like a good mix. What else? What else? What are these? Oh, it's my zucchini slicer thingy. The spiralizer that I got on Amazon. Or spiralizer. What else? What are these? That's reminds of that time that Gina said, please no more tostones and coconut oil. Like, dude, I was just trying. Meta, you're right. You're right. Oh, those outfits are so relatable too. Do they have grandmothers? Oh, those are even more relatable too. What else? That was me and my girl. And me and my girl too. What else? What else? I need this. What else? And this one is relatable. That one too, but I think I saw this one. What else? What else? Down to relatable. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to my diet. What else? What else? I'm bored. And everyone that steals from me could have killed themselves last night, and I wouldn't care. What else? 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 Soy chili. That was cute. Spinach. Oh, it's a Capri Sun. I just shop at Trader Joe's. It just popped up there. I really like chili. I love this. What else? 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 Do you know that this leech rapes a significant amount of people and spends a significant amount of money trying to get me to kill myself? He's disgusting. He is disgusting and trying to cover up that he rapes. So he wants to kill me. Una basura, una asquerosidad, gente. Es un asco. People call him asco in Puerto Rico. Ew, he's embarrassing. What else? What else? What else? What else? What have I cooked for myself? What have I cooked for myself? What is the update on my hair? The what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. What else? I want pizza from South Flores Pizza today. I love this dish that I cook. What else? Oh, I like this mustard. That's just so good. It smells really chewy. It's so good though. And I miss eating oatmeal, so I want overnight oats. What else? 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 I miss plantains. I cook soup for myself almost daily. And I don't have a kitchen right now. I like this picture. What else? What else? What else? I miss Gouda and avocado or just plain American cheese melted. What else? What else? What else? Some of my dishes that I cook. What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to order food from Uber Eats and I don't have money. You can decapitate me how many sodas on sons or rape me and steal my money and get away with your same money. You can decapitate María Echevarría González con una loca. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Ramiro González, que es un pendejo que also trying to rape me. You can decapitate Berlin Jean, that's trying to rape me. She's disgusting. She stayed in my homes decades ago without my permission. She stole my vehicle, stole my money. She pretends to be me. There's them low lives that have no goals in life, and they just pretend to be me. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. What else? 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 I'm bored. This is why I don't show up to private group chats where I may run into some people that they're like, but why isn't the one he was married to you? He never took us out on a date. First of all, he had a short thing orgasm living with him. Second of all, that's a question that they need to ask Edgar. Pero these leeches sit on money and don't take people out, and they confer behind the scenes. Te invito a una cita. No, a mí tampoco. Ew, and I will ask them to. They should initiate and be like dinner at the restaurant near the library in Salt Lake City on Monday. I'll be there next week. And if he says no, then you have to just accept the rejection. It may have nothing to do with you. It may have to just to do with his availability. Or he's like that. Ese día es el que yo voy a preñar a Lynn. So I really like can't be there to do both things. So they're disgusting. So they do tiki tiki huts behind the scenes, parada cinco style. They're disgusting if they're just in a group chat sexually harassing people instead of taking them out on dates, and they're sitting on trust money to date. Ew, ew, that's a huge pet peeve of mine. Ew, ew, ew. It's like naturally single people should be traveling to date a lot or should be hosting people. I was appalled. I'm like, so he's not going anywhere. I'm like, he's supposed to be my living boyfriend, but I'm a victim of death. So he proposed marriage to me, possibly also based on his feelings. And he and I live together, but I'm like, he's not who I want to be with, like every day. So I got a job to entertain myself. And I'm like, well, so he's not like, first Saturday night, I'm like, so he's at home. I'm like, I wish I had money so I could take myself out right now. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I didn't like using his money to put myself out there and date other people. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I haven't flown from Austin in a while. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. What else? What else? What else? That's a lot of people, is right? If he's like, how many users? Oh, but there's like 5 or 6 of them. So like, for real. Ew, 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 ew. For good decades ago, they're like, I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be doing that. So when I was asked to be a moderator in 2020, I'm like, I'd rather post publicly than join these leeches because some of them may be leeches. Ew, 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 ew. Que se quedan en mi casa sin mi permiso that I funded them with money that they steal from me. What else? 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 Kailani's wish. That's what my brain has been programmed to say. What else? What else? What else? What else? Where's my gold? What else? I want to visit Jaden Kailani in Tampa next week. I want to shop at International Plaza. What? What else? What else? What else? Anyways, I want to shop at International Plaza and Bay Street. I want to eat at Brio. I want to eat at Daily Eats. I want to eat at Green Lemon. I want to shop at Hyde Park Village. I want to. What is it? I want to eat pizza Iver City. I want to dance at the castle. I want to stay at Hotel Aj. I want to stay with Jane and Kilani at Picarian Hotel. I want to take Jane and Kilani to Magic Kingdom. I want to. What does that eat with Jane and Kilani and Miss on sandwiches? I want to eat with Jane and Kilani and Milal Bakery. I love that place. I want to take Jade and Kehlani to Burger 21. I love the milkshakes there. And the fries. And there was a turkey burger with avocado that I loved. But maybe I can get like a sandwich or a burger, whatever. I'm trying not to eat a lot of meat. What else? 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 I want to. What else? What is this? Oh, that's cute. Where is that at? I want to shop. Where is that? Oh, the shops at Wiregrass. I didn't get on in the outlets. That was the shop. What else? What is the coffee name? What else? So relatable. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. I've taken so many pictures of that place, the Tower of the Americas. What else from like many different spots? What else? 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 That's cute. Not from here. What else? What else? I'm bored. Oh, that baby King Lonnie. Can't relate. How does she just. What else? That's an acquired taste, though. What else? 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 NATO is hiring a Mr. That's too contrast. It could be. I've heard it could be a coincidence. That's too contrast. Like, not all secretaries. What else? And the organizations that care about education. What else? OMG, I'm so 18 years old. Wow, just wow. Yeah. What? Just wannabes. Their parents might be like, those were their dreams since they were little. Ew, there's a founders. Wow. What else? 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 What? What else? There's people that get fires in their homes or a pipe broken. They're like, we don't want to head over to a hotel, and they make it work. I've heard. Well, that's not like a permanent stay for people just to violate one's human rights and sexuality. El tipo es un puerco, una asquerosa, una asquerosidad, una basura. Ew, 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 ew. He steals my money so I can't fund. Good quality homeless shelters. that are clean, that care about people's health, that provide food and facilities that where people are, everyone thrives. What else? What else? He wants to do everything. And some people are like, do you want him to have a gun to our heads? If we don't let him play around with us a little bit, he's gonna end up killing everyone in the family of origin. Porque he's like, okay, if se me violaron y después me siguieron violando y yo estaba chiquito, te quiero matarme. I say just kill him with the death penalty. I don't want my rights being violated just because he's a victim of rape. I said decades ago. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Like he needs to adapt to everyone, not just like people that have 35,000 square foot homes, and he wants to fit in. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. What is up with Zara today? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Deja que Peter la regañe por Facebook. Era lo que ellos se pensaban que iba a pasar. This is serious. They steal my money and they rape so many people that Peta's like, then I eat that cheeseburger and they still be alive. I'm not saying that's what they promote, but there can't be outrage towards a victim of theft, rape, starvation. People know that. And I'm very vocal and I imagine as I left the gates of my parents' home, like, oh, everyone knows about me already. Not necessarily true that everyone knows about me already, but a significant amount of people. What else? 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 I missed it. I missed it. They're so cute. They directed that together. Took a picture. So let me take a screenshot of you both together. When I was talking to them through my iPhone. I want an iPhone. What else? 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 Anyways, esta la gente le llama Game Over. Que portada, que portada, que portada. And they want to treat me like I'm Latina porn when I'm not, so they get that treatment from people. ¿Dónde aquí dice que yo soy Latina porn? Nowhere. Them, on the other hand, my notitos trying to rape me and steal my money. And possibly have already raped my children. Una asquerosidad, gente. Una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. That's not Latina porn. What else? 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 Instagram. That's where I'm heading to. What else? What else? What else? Food from Uber Eats. What is this? With avocado, most definitely. They're a nice dish. That worked out. Hijo, este tipo va a tener un hijo de elfo. ¡Qué asco! Eso, nene. Ew, 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 ew. He spelled out a hate crime towards me decades ago because I won't let him rape me. That he would have a baby with that leech. Ew, ew. And Jess would be styling, Arlene. Jess would be styling. Eso no tiene respeto a nadie, fo. Y ellas ni se respetan a ella misma. Dan un asco. Dan un asco, gente. Es una vergüenza. You can decapitate Jess, whatever her last name is. If she stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money, you can decapitate me a mis horas and sus sons that rape me, steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. And then to kill themselves today. She can kill herself today when she's pregnant. She steals from me. They think that I cry about babies because I didn't have a grandma when I was y la Liz le cree a él, gente. Ew, 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 ew. This is and sometimes I'm like that. What else? What else? What else? What did he say about poisoning me with the ambrosia? Ew, I didn't serve it that day. That Maria Enriquez brought ambrosia. My kid was there. He suffered from amnesia. He raped me violently, entered my bedroom, and sexually assaulted me in my bedroom without me giving him permission to be there. So he studied patterns of someone else in my family of origin having amnesia, and there having been a party. And he's like, whoa, 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 because he gets jealous even of what I eat. He's like, be careful with the ambrosia. So I placed it in the freezer. I didn't serve it to anyone because I'm like, my kid was there and I was there. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Maria Enriquez, you can decapitate Olivia Gomez, you can decapitate Diony Laguana, you can decapitate Donald Briggs, you can decapitate Sunset Stanley that stays in my homes without my permission, with that steal my vehicles. I had 4 BMWs by 1999 that I've yet to drive, and those leeches drove. They're disgusting. Anyone que le mame el pene le da mi vehículo. Es una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. I'm like, who are these people? I was just here at work and there's like so many leeches. I didn't even go into Erica Gardafi telling her, didn't we meet when we were little and I, like, my parents took me to your parents' home? I'm like, ew, I'm not gonna become that person. I don't even, like, that's just a person working there. I'm just here for my self care. So that Edgar can have his home during the daytime. Okay, baby doesn't take a long time to make either. So while he was working in the evenings, I was just like shopping at the Leighton Mall, at Barnes and Nobles, getting myself hot chocolate, browsing to the magazines, making a quick run. I got literally what else? What else? What else? There was Bath and Body Works. There was American Eagle there. What else was there? Chili's. What else? What else? What else? Then I was late and used, and then there was Holy Smokes Barbecue, and I still ate at Chili's. I took Jaden there for his birthday. Forget, was Kainani born already? I'm like, do I head over to Salt Lake City? We did that over the weekend, so I do that with them, like on their actual birthday. If I can't get to the main city, large city, I'll eat locally, and then during the weekend, as usual, but I'll strategize and say, like, okay, now that your dad isn't working, let's head over to this place. I may say, like, do you want to order dessert? Again, but very unlikely. and have someone sing you happy birthday. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Uber Eats. I'm bored. I'm bored. Él es un tipo asqueroso because he used to stalk me and he used to rape me in my bedroom, my parents' home. He terrorized my parents to not provide for me. He found out that his dad trafficked Igor and myself into Igor joining the military so that I could have peace for myself and to raise Data and Kilani. He's done that before for other people in my family of origin, I've heard. So they went on to find out the bases where Edgar was gonna be had Edgar had the career that he had in the Air Force. And then they went on to rape people around those places. Every place that my prima had worked. Oh, I have a prima pasó work at City near the Air Force Base. So they start picking up. I'm like, well, maybe I'll just take a part time there and do nothing for a few hours and try to meet people. But that's not where the pretty people are at. So they steal my money and they've basically filtered places with ugly people that they know I won't be sexually attracted with to to mock me privately that for someone so conceited I'm never with pretty people. I'm always with myself. They don't get that. So they want to mock me. They're like, how for someone that wanted to have so many orgies you never planned one? Yeah, I've been to parties, but you'll never be invited. That's everyone. And did I get invited to your niece's birthday? I didn't get invited to your niece's birthday party. Your grandmother celebrated her 50th birthday. No, asco, gente. Ew. They're still menoritos así de viejo. Qué asco. Ew, ew, ew. Qué tipo tan puerco. Qué basura, qué asquerosidad. Ew, ew, ew. They took Gina Gendalides, didn't they, to the library in Salt Lake City with money that they steal from me for Gina Gendalides to pretend to be me. The rapist suggests to them, they're like, well, you know how you can get over her? Just use me instead. Hijo, tan un asco. One gets over a person very quickly. One may say and say, oh, I have feelings. Pero qué lindo matan already. In my case, when I see this, Leech that steals from me. Pero that doesn't mean that I'm like now escribiendo cartitas de amor y ojalá él me comprara una sortija o me llevara a comer. Uy, fo, no. I plan my day for myself and that's it. So esta gente llevan telenoveleriando por décadas over a leash that wants to rape me y ellas ofrecen to impersonate themselves as me. Para que no sufra, para que no esté solo, por si yo le iba a cocinar y ser esa esposa que siempre está ahí cocinándole comida a él. Y lo hacen ver como un menorito que él no. What is it? Inválido, like a widow. They're like, no, we're just here cooking for the widow. People say he's not a widow. Cuando llega abril, he's like, bye gente, ya que la maleta. Y se va con su polyamorous crew. Once a year that he celebrates y después el resto del año está jodiendo a la gente violando. Eso dicen de uno de ellos. Es un puerco, una basura. El resto del año la gente wants to baby him. Like, ay, pobrecito tú. Eso es un puerco. Una basura, una asquerosidad. He trafficked me into poverty. That's pretty because he wanted a compliment. That's cute. That's so relatable to him. What else? What else? What else? That's really cute. I'm in a tan. What else? That's cute. Anyway, some more relatable and pictures of mango. So some people do that as the coincidence, or they hear what I say and trying to entice him with the same concept. I found that to be so low class, if that's what it is. Or he could have paid her and said, do what Arlene was gonna do, but I was gonna be nude, so that isn't relatable to what I was gonna do. Because they left Puerto Rico and I asked their dad, so how are they, or where is he? At a party, and their dad said they moved with their dad, they're with their mom to Colombia or Venezuela or whatever. So I thought, like, whatever. A few days later, they're like back in the island, upset, trying to kill me because some ladies there told to Benjamin, extended family, said to Benjamin, oh no, with how cute she is towards them, they need to go back to Puerto Rico so she can date them. I'm like, no. I still have to go on a cruise trip by myself. I've been asking for an au pair since I was like 5 years old. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm very young compared to my older cousins. So at 5 years old, I'm like, si me da un carro lo pudiera guiar, ya I'm ready to take it. Porque everyone in my family of origin, for the most part, all my first cousins are 10 to 15 years older than me. So they're already married with jobs, with hobbies, traveling all over the planet, talking about their travels. So I'm like, I want to au pair, I want to au pair. You don't want to travel as much, then I want an au pair. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Those are pretty. I love these freaking honey. I always, those brown ones are pretty. I always find something cute there for Kehlani. What else? What else? What else? What else? This brand. Kehlani has worn a few pieces from them. What else? 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 Oh. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. So, I'm bored. I'm a student. I'm staying on. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo, steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo, that steals my money and gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo, that gets in the way of me receiving money and steals my money. It's April 19, 2025. They're disgusting. My parents supposedly didn't take them to Disney after my birth. So they were already sex addicts supposedly, and they turned into murderers, thieves, and rapists in retaliation for not being taken to the Disney trip. They don't know how beautiful it is to attend like at a later age or whenever one gets to it as a family. Ew, 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 ew. It's like when they get there and that's it, no, by a certain time. The rides that are specifically for children, but okay. I attended a birthday party once where they served Neapolitan and I was hoping for vanilla, for real. I still ate the ice cream, I think, or I said, no, 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 that doesn't. Like, at least to me, some hostesses noticed. They're like, oh, yeah, right. It's like, guys, it's no bulletin. We're fine. So sorry. I was thinking vanilla cake. When I bought the ice cream, it's like, mira cómo tú sabes que ella es de piña. What else? What else? I was with so and so when we picked up the cake. What else? What else? Or there were what else? Justice. Justice. What else I'm talking about behind this post? NATO. What else? What else? What else? What else? Ew. 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 What else? FBI, Interpol, NATO. David at this most here, they're gonna say ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. David Ledesma wasn't even gonna be a permanent fixture in my life, and they've tried to make it. Ew, ew, ew. They're disgusting, gente. They're disgusting. Fuck. What else? I tagged the FBI, Interpol, NATO, the Justice Department, the International Criminal Court, and the Marines in this post. Even though the International Criminal Court exists, I'm seeking the death penalty for what's her name? Jessica, whatever her last name is. Oh, I don't care if she's pregnant. The court won't care if she's pregnant either. People have babies in jail all the time. What else? What else? What else? Kids go to foster care all the time. Fucking gente just be styling. I think you're not gonna have a wardrobe and just gonna be styling. For real. Oh, for real. El tipo es un stalker, una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, ew, ew. If he rapes her or she abrió la pata haciéndose pasar por mí. Ew, ew, ew. They're disgusting. You can decapitate me. How many sons of sons that rape me, steal my money, and get in the way of every shame? Beep, beep. What else? 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 I'm bored. I want to fly out to Salt Lake City and get Cafe Rio today. I have nothing in my plans. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I could get out of the airport. What else is giving me money? You can give me money in person to PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky. Blue Sky Designs. Go and look estoy pensando. Straight to my heart. Andy Lorenzo Art Shop. IAFAY. I am Tire Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo-SL. Is the music on? I'm playing Pandora Radio. Oh, those are pretty. Here's some of these shows in the I want to shop at Nordstrom today. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of your saving money, so I can't shop at Nordstrom. What else? What else? What else? That Leech was a kid when I met her when she stayed in my homes without my permission. So it's very unlikely that I'll kill her in self defense myself. And I'm trying to avoid learning that as an adult she did stay in my homes without my permission. That these was that she stayed. My vagina. It's my vagina. They try to become one's vagina. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Sarah Francis that stole my identity. When she turned 16, she got emancipated and lived in my home without my permission. Stole my vehicle, steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. People call him Oscar. You can decapitate him in sort of systems. That rape me, steal my money, and get in the way of me. Even the rapist rehabilitated. And some people, sadly, back then may have seen it too as a sex toy. What? For real, for real. Este tipo ha matado millones de gente, crying that he's a rape victim. He just needs to kill himself. What else? 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 What is this Harvard library? What else? What else? I'm gonna order food for myself and I don't money. Just this timing has all my money into it. And look at la list says possibly behind the scenes. They're disgusting. In the meantime, I spent time in Salt Lake City board. Y él nunca me mandó a buscar en mi own private plane. Se lo robó. Y entonces, ¿con quién andaba? Fo. Y él se cree que yo lo voy a llevar a una cita. El tipo es un bruto. So, if he's still thinking that I'm going to take him on a date, I'm going to I want to be murdered because I'm a victim of him raping me and stealing from me and starving me on purpose to mock me. The just be styling, darling. Nothing that she has. I envy. El tipo un puerco, una basura. Él es un menorito que se la pasa llorando de que quizás no tenía enough power wheels when he was three. So él es el que le envidia a la gente. Y él se pasa a la gente como que una es la que necesita algo de lo que los demás tienen. Nada de lo que ella ha enseñado ahí yo no he hecho. Yo también tengo fotos en Nordstrom cuando trabajé allí. What else? What else? What else? She may already have a whole list of clients, if not like this Lux character and pose. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. I've seen Target shoppers have better. Or does the shop reach and there's one that I love, I haven't seen in a while. Did she block me or she's just not posting? I haven't been checking it out in a while. Anyways, so Jess's family. He wants to tell me how much he makes at Nordstrom in comparison to me. Did he go on to find out every one of my paychecks? Porque él se acostaba con la HR person. El tipo un asco, una basura. He was possibly raping or getting raped by the HR people just to find out how much I was getting paid. que entra la puerta. Oh, 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 oh. So who's just this time right now? Is somebody open me up into? What else? What else? What else? Dennis. And I'm killing in self-defense on this. I unfollowed her on purpose and I don't forget about her. What else? What else? What else? I'm just saying I wanted to be like, you can't say publicly that you're gonna kill us in self-defense. They're trying to take me hostage and rape me. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. Anyways. Oh, I think I've met Karina, haven't I? Maybe not. I don't know. What else? What else? What else? Another one that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles. I didn't get to drive my BMWs when I was 19 in Puerto Rico. Y él es un leech, puerco asqueroso. They stole my money so that I would run into them. They're like, anywhere where you work. If you don't have any money, I'm like, Nordstrom or Gap. But before I say that, I said I shouldn't have to work. They're terrorists. They're trying to control my vagina. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. Don't be having such a sense. They rape me, they steal my money, and get in the way of me using money to kill themselves today. It's April 18, 2025. Hurry the fuck up. I miss dating, I miss dating money. I haven't been shopping like a woman that I am in more than 5 years. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm hungry. I don't have money for food. I don't have money to pay for the electricity of my apartment. I don't have money to pay for what is it? A lifestyle for myself didn't get money. You can decapitate whoever stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, that's in the way of money. What else? 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 El tipo es un puerco. Él me está tratando de vender a alguien. Possibly when I have sex with someone who's gonna be like hot and heavy with someone that'll be a stranger doing completely the same on the internet, possibly a foreigner. And he wants to bully me and he steals my money, so I show like every worst side of me, like the trash that I have in my apartment, and then I drew a picture of him and say I couldn't clean because this bitch steals from me. He's possibly editing and clipping stuff of the this shit is didn't clean up after herself in the restroom. Does her bag sting, and then when I post on Facebook, like, I'm in love with someone, he'll send the video to them and be like, "But do you know that she's a slum?" Ew. Y tipo un olorito asqueroso, una basura, ew, ew, and he has cookies. Yes, is what I thought. For real, for real, for real. I'm so bored right now. I'm so bored. And they're after work right day. Así mismo está esperando. Dan un asco. They're like, whoever it is. I'm here with my girls waiting. What do you think I think it'll be like a seriously phobia? We're waiting for a phobia to invite to a girls who she wasn't on the date with. Would be Fabio or that blogger. Maybe it's that blogger. Oh, blogger's hot. If it's that blogger, I'm definitely gonna say hi to him. They're disgusting, gente. They're they're disgusting. They do a next in life. I would die for her. Ew, ew, ew. Oh, oh, una gente tan puerca. Ew, 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 ew. This thing's good. What do you need someone what? What else? 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 They're dumb. They're dumb. Ew, ew, ew. You can decapitate Evelyn el lunes Acevedo por You can decapitate Marilyn Lawrence Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lawrence. Instead of my parents. Ew, ew, ew. Ew, ew. Ew, ew, ew. In the meantime, I won't going to see maybe Shrek cut every 5. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate everyone like a little or something. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate everyone who's out of sense. The son's not really instantly and the lawyers say when they killed him because of never took that holiday. They were aggressive as fuck. They basically stole my money in my bedroom, hijacked me in my bedroom, basically, in my parents' home. They may have gone a day, but I'm going to find out. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, una carcel. Anyways, chop chop, blah. Imagine living in fear that these children are separated from them. Es como un cerdito por ahí suelto. Es diferente. En Corea cuando se comían los perros. It's relatable for a lot of people. If you already know human rights and you're familiar with like civilization, it's like just get a skill that you want to use. That doesn't make them labor blue collar less than. It's just skip the history class if that's what your parents talk about. And it's with current events, not like, hey, no tiempo de antes así, así. Pues some people like that. People can leave the Amish communities, I've heard. I don't know how difficult it is, though. So, where did it go? Lord, what did it say? Oh, the tree. The tree through. Excuse me, I just burped. What else? 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 Here's something else. You can like how between the solar systems are like necessarily money, but in November, same money. I think their names are Andre on that's Andre Bosco. Here in 2016, all the shitty music, please. No, listen to that. Can you just listen to it yourself? Not this shitty music, please. No. I don't know what he means. It's just a song to me. What else? That leaf spends a lot of time trying to recruit, trying to get me to kill myself. What else? What else? Okay. Okay. A lot of them are songs at this age. Let's say that. He was there when they were composed, or he would mock me that I didn't have friends to write songs with. Well, he steals my money so I can date the people who put Colomos on the corazón. Ew, 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 ew. I'm on Facebook. White rice. White rice. He's in love with steals my money so I can have soy sauce. That's the status symbol for her. And this leash raped me and steals my money so I can have soy sauce. So like any mama thing can have soy sauce. I mean, if I wanted to, I can afford it with food stamps and buy it. When I had electricity, I could have cooked like that. But this is disgusting. Rico asqueroso. Full, full, full. Me encanta cada botella legendaria de Francis Flores. Pelean por gente. You can decapitate my homies out of sons that rape me, steal my money, get in the way, mercy money. Did they pester Edgar and say, Edgar, Jenny Galani, did she ever cook fried rice? No! Usually cuando están pelando macaroni rice and beans, they do. And people say not necessarily if she had a need to it. To some people, fried rice with meat is a poor people thing. Or with eggs or something that isn't vegetarian. So it's just, it's not even up for debate, it's just food to me. It's just food. Gangung asked in the meantime, my siblings are like, we don't know what to do. Do we give her money so she can have soy sauce? Or are we loyal? Jenny Jandaliers que no mama la teta y la tota. I've talked to the FBI in this post-natal Interpol Gangung asked they pay Jenny Jandaliers to pretend to be me to have sex with her because I don't let them be. They're disgusting. You can make everything what in another sasaholo. You can make everything me even another sasaholo. You can make everything when you even another sasaholo. You can make everything you even another sasaholo. No one else got anything. No one else got it. Somebody resources. Oh, please. With onions, garlic, peppers, cilantro. It is the photo they make way for her to invade my privacy and be able to what that they eat. The soy sauce defender. No asco. No asco. Una asquerosidad. Es una asquerosidad. Pelea por chismes. Se mete en mi casa sin mi permiso. Me roba dinero. Gets in the way of me receiving money. Steals my money, gente. Y yo no tenía dinero detrás de me literally trying to rape me and stalking me for. Dame un asco. Genie something like this being that dick. I didn't know that people compete for dick. It's illegal. Y ni que fueran NASCAR, gente, ni que fueran. It was the people would be laughing because they're like, let me like what drugs is he? So I'm like, get this out of my sight. And people are like, no, get them for America. NASCAR, oh, I have an idea. Vaya, Julie Generales. Quiero ir de Maserati. Ew. For. Ahora sí que soy NASCAR. Ay, te dan un asco. Son una basura, una asquerosidad, unos puercos. You can decapitate me. I mean, sort of sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Zinizan Davidis, la Lich Lorenzo. Dan un asco, gente. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, ew, ew. They treat me like if I'm part of a orgies so they rape that are not participated because there's boundaries within people's homes, within people's vehicles, within people's space. Even if I'm on the street, you can't rape me as if I was part of the orgy that my mother had me in Wanderlust. I think for safety purposes that too, my mother had me say to them, I'm divorcing all of you, it's you, oh not me. I don't like any of you. When they started noticing that I had feelings for them, the oldest what else? 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 So he must have said that because I never took him on a date. He stole my money to date him. He terrorized my parents to starve me because I never took him out on a date. He's gonna treat me like someone that is just disposable in an orgy. He can't do that. He can't rape me. He's disgusting. People call him asco en Aguada, Puerto Rico. Eso no tiene nombre para mí. Ew, 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 ew. One last question. Living the capital in a mess of substance that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate when you send the ladies and accessories and una asquerosidad. She can't be my private property. I'm not playing orgy with everyone this way. Titles exist. Ew, 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 ew. Qué tipo tan puerco haciéndose el bruto y nadie le cree. Nothing that he says will hold up in court. Ew, ew, ew. So what do I add to this? What's this one? Mm, That's right. Mm, You can so weird. I'm calling hours. But it doesn't complain either, so it's eggs can be served different ways. So it's the same concept too. It's like, oh, you're kind of looking less of the other ingredients. What else? What else? What else? I'll just type this right into use because I had then mash. That's the way to do it. Twice 5 times. Anyways, 8 meses en mi apartamento. They want to tell me that I'm their new neighbor. Oof, I don't see it. If they're discussing, they're after what? So they're like in the polling bin. Si yo digo que es muy mala, pero no tiene que ser un regalo, me puedo quedar con el dinero de ella. Ew, they're disgusting. Un afrentado, fue está pendiente los días 15 y los días primero a ver quién le va a hacer comida y quién cobra para que lo lleve a comer. That's not how one has sex with people safely. No, bonita los viernes, bonita bailar, bonita los viernes de sexy. Bonita los lunes corre en la playa. Maybe I'll ask her to do something on Tuesday. So I interrupt dialogue trying to see if I can get her. You know, like, hoy cobro, hoy tiene dinero y me puede comprar algo. For way compatible. Anyways, why rise? Why is taste mushroom garlic? What else? I want this. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. And the mushroom. Nice. Yeah, but for now, it's good. What about that? Well, they thought that after my electricity bills past due, that's a random person or second que yo estoy brincando. A ver, ¿cuándo no tiene que preciso aquí? Oh, bien, bien. And then I'm going for this. So listen to this. Even when I'm live, it doesn't register to them. They think that I'm gonna be private or mis relatives. So yo le voy a decir estoy also thinking about the planning. That's why it's millions of genocide and he can just be styling gente for and there's nothing wrong with ordering a woman at the library and switching it up with my son was what is Dunkin' Donuts has like a bakery line, sandwich line, and chips, too. But I crave soup. If I want to stick to vegetarian, I stick to soup. Or veggie soup. Oh, because that's like almost my upbringing. So I joke in my head that I'm gonna throw a baby to prom. But I wouldn't ever. So that's why they still don't know that I was never. But then I guess I'm gonna cry like right near the I don't know. Like maybe can put it down for a second. My whole car has a crash into every time I think. There's a road like right in front of where I'm staring at. Within what, like maybe 7 feet from where I'm standing at, or maybe 10 feet, where cars pass very much fast. And my mother stood me there to take a picture, or someone stood me there to take a picture of me. What? What else? So that's the same concept. What else is that? I joked that like maybe from there on that big lawn. Well, I tried to put like vehicles going passing by. So he tried to give me my unfit mother. Before my babies were born, ya lo estaba dando de rent a people que le maman el pene y se hacen pasar por mí. Él buscó a Yaritza Lorenzo Lorenzo. He raped me in my bedroom decades ago. I don't know if it was him or his brother. And then sometimes go out and have her room organized, and her students are gonna be there, and now we're gonna take there while you're spending my money to date him. He does it on purpose too. It's disgusting. He knows my position in this planet, and as a relative that wants to steal every fart that I fart. He steals my money and gets in the way of me receiving money to see me hurt. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I don't ever want that near me. You can decapitate Johnny San Lorenzo Lorenzo to a campaign that I would be a bad mother. Though a lot of people that are adults understand. You can decapitate me when you saw this sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way. People have a right to do that. He doesn't have a right to rape me and then tell me my bedroom things that I'm great time with someone. I didn't invite him in my bedroom. They were too nice. They didn't discuss. They were disgusting. Ew, ew. In the meantime, so for myself later, not in my bedroom. What else? 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 I don't listen to it. Why are you on? I didn't know the that is allowed. Él es un menorito asqueroso. And then he's like, oh my god, I can listen to this song. Like, nene, no me hables, mátate, no me vuelvas a hablar nunca. Ew, 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 I don't ever want him near me. He's a rapist. I don't show up to his home trying to rape me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Why is the movie se está esperando que yo le dé una cita? That doesn't make a good husband either. It's disgusting. They used to rape me and then give his penis to people to taste. Awesome. Then settle in. So, are they having feeling with my vagina picture or anything? Dame más corriente, dame más consolación. Su una basura, una explosión. Todo fue, todo fue. Sons that are making me understand everything. little social media negative. My sisters are like eavesdropping. And now we can read Anchor. They're eavesdroppers. They're so gross. They're so gross. Ellos se creen que viven con una, so they starve one on purpose. Just to find out intimate details of one's life. Such as si le cociné con soy sauce, I don't know. And if that makes me rich or not. No, más gente son una basura más que what else? What else? Just starting. Just learning. Oh, he thought that I was gonna promote her. Once again, how he steals my money and tries to rape me. He thought that I was gonna be like, and then check out just this time when the tournament. Este cree que yo soy pendeja. Ew. I was just wearing her shoes when it was all about the team. I wondering if they're minor. Wasn't she una minorita y yo prostitute? Que fue como, ya se quedó en mi casa sin mi permiso. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Nada más cosas más una persona. I'm from myself to me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Anyways, and I think that then my personality, I found my best friend that I was they think that I'm dumb. So he tried to corner me into just telling me about my problem. Another victim of that. Victim of like, that's possibly them just or because rumors on the internet. What is this? I don't even believe any accounts on the internet to be honest. Unless it's this and okay. Mm, some of them could be even victims. A significant something. They're trying to find out, but they told the police. Oh, okay, it's like please don't use my influence for social media or for kindness. So do they go on telling people if you drink water you'll survive? So don't drink that, you'll survive. About this and people end up killing themselves. That's possibly how they killed a lot of people from COVID. They're like, that's my slogan, don't drink that or you'll survive. Yeah, he's a terrorist and he has movies. So he's on the internet, on Facebook, and say Facebook no sirve. Possibly. Dan un asco, gente. Dan un asco, yo sé lo que se entiende. Ahora venimos hablando de que un lugar muy bonito. Yo soy lo que se entiende. What else? What else? We're another reading. That's rapist, rapist. Even more rapist, terrorist, terrorist, terrorist. Yeah. Mm, many people. What else? What else? What else? From this, if we can create it or recreate it. Let's see from here. Maybe we can select what else? What else? What else? You can make no, we're gonna do this. No, y de los grupos, y los grupos se fueron. El tipo es bruto, una asquerosidad, gente. El tipo es bruto. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're all groupies. What else? Down stuff they have groupies with their phone. What else? What else? What else? Fiesta's going on, gente. Fiesta's going on. Anyways, City Station. What is the great? So if we what's carísimo again? What else? 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 Yeah, they're stalkers. Even my siblings are disgusting. You can decapitate my homie and assistants. The rape me stealing money, get in the way of your same money. You can decapitate any of Lorenzo steals my money to rape them. They're disgusting and they're disgusting. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo. They're disgusting. They don't look weird. So the people don't find out other people. Everyone knows them for the most part. You can probably that right? You can Mr. Lewis or know if I have my vagina shape for her fantasies. You're disgusting. Totally storm like everything, seeking help. And then doing this and like, mira solo I can't stand. Ew, disgusting. Ew. You can take out you can take out the you can decapitate the sons are rating is stealing money and getting the way of your family. Just be styling and just be styling. Tipo un cuerpo para la gente para que se haga pasar por mí. Y la leche sigue. ¿Cómo dices? Ew. Ew. Con lo que no se tenía, tipo, se me ha ido does not open the application. The application of that. I think it's no, that's more like it. That's more like it. What else? They can decapitate but in this one, that's because I'm groupie. So what she follows this we style. Do they go further? So she didn't say anything when you created that Instagram account. Just be styling. Ew, ew, ew. Una basura la asquerosidad. No, that's my reaction. Like you get to see stuff. No, that was not nice for you. Que que fue que mi papá me entregue muy bien. Disgusting. And it must be my curly hair that I didn't have back then when he met. It must be that I'm a good mother. My children are with their dog and having a great time. Constantly. Well, you're responsible your home and taking vacation. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm gonna take myself into this trip. Maybe there is Martin. What else? What else? What else? They position themselves. They're like, hey, guys, me toca un momentito. They're playing as if this is an apology. This is their good personality. They never, that's what they're never important. So they want to still do them behind the scenes for them. They're always their own success. They're all groupies, gente. They're all groupies, waiting a ver cuál es mi reacción cuando yo vea a Jessie styling. They think they live with me. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 they're so gross. You can decapitate Maria Luisa Rosa. You can decapitate Amy Bama, Elizondo. You can decapitate Rachel Macias. You can decapitate Mariana Gasta. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. You can decapitate Cia Nawa Ramirez. You can decapitate Erica Garda. You can decapitate Catalina Chavez. You can decapitate Richie Hill. You can decapitate this man. You can decapitate David Samuels Carrero. You can decapitate. You can decapitate James Morrison. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. Okay, all these people are beaches. They're trying to be normal to take me to where my mother dying. They're disgusting. Pero cuando se muere la madre de ella. They're disgusting. They think that they live with with the Queen of England. They're disgusting. Una gente que wears the pillowcase, they're disgusting. Ew, ew. What else? What else? Angustia. Ew, hay que saber que yo le digo a la policía. Ew, 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 ew. It's disgusting. La policía todo lo malo. De hecho, and my place was looking so much money. We must wait a minute. One profile she makes just and this is important. They're holding her in a survival scarf, so they're like, no, 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 no. There's a part of this process that you understand before you're trying to they get it off in the fact that she's in pain, she doesn't go on into anything, you're one woman should kill everyone that steals from me if I can date this. There, this. Yeah. Okay, what's the code? What else? What else? What else? I should close my GoFundMe campaign under. Goodness, amazing. What else? What else? What else? What else? So good. What is this? What is this? It's not the nice from Tip. I promise you. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm missing. I'm missing. What else? 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 You can think of everyone that's still. Now is a safe there? Right behind there? Just kidding. Those places have been open for a while. What else? 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 Good, and I missed the. And I want to see people home. What else? 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 He wants to say she already missed out on a lot. She can kick missing. It's disgusting. You can do everything we have to sort of sense of sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your salmon. That's insane. But I've been here for a while, right? What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. What else? What else? What else? Cookies. What else? I was all upload. Oh, I like this. What is it called? An encounter with someone to me. Responsible against the people that steal from me. So it could be that they're using the police is usually to prosecute people that steal from me. Well, this is practice for what's ahead of me because this is like thousands of people most likely that I want for them to get the death penalty first. And then we get a lower percentage. So I have to follow through to over. Is me having been there, everything else still there for taking instance. Right? What else? Mm, that I would remember the names. When I saw them at Corazon de Center and Travis Park in Travis Park Church, and then I saw my younger one in Central. It could be 20 years younger. I don't know if that was what else? Let's see who left on the phone. Let's see his name. Everyone sees in my home out with permission. And victims. So the feels in you for me to go into this. Do you want to be sitting for 3 hours testifying against them while they're all like there were judges that visited my parents in my parents' home decades ago and talked to me. If anything, they get exposed so that people don't fall prey of their sex trafficking. What else? 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 You can learn live just and you can decapitate a los carros. You can decapitate Miguel Zarosa. You can decapitate that bitch if she stays in my house a couple of generations. Yes, my cosas in the way or steals women. She's trying to facilitate him drinking. I really realized at this age. She stayed in my home the night before without my permission. And then she brought me home to my parents' home. I said he wants an orgasm. And I roll my eyes and look at my parents like he's leaving me, used all my money to date me. Brings me to my home, so okay, he wants an orgasm. Wow. Tapos ahorita lang bola. For real. For real. And then I'm like looking for myself here. I just feel what else? And I was waiting for why only thinking like after they would leave hospital they're like done like anybody. I need to go on a walk to my grandparents' home. Yeah, first mango on the way there. I hated the days that I used to just get one. But I would offer. Like, I'm just here watching my grandma. I could have just. What else would if you want? I can cut it up and share. So I would do that some Facebook or like whatever. What else? What else? What else? Other times I don't know. Yourself. That's fine. Like that. Alright, mango, que vos del pavo ese que lleno ahorita como 20 yo lo bien because they pick the ones that fall that are in bad shape. Those that are in good shape, it's when it falls most likely cause bacteria or dirt. What else? 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 You can decapitate what's her name? Lucy Hawkins for staying in my home without my permission. You can decapitate my homies or the sons that rape me, that's stealing money and get in the way where you're saving money. Oh, it's like after the trial's over, then like there's a waiting period. Well, the jury come first. Why do I need a job? This release the sales from business disgusting that they show up so blatantly. Oh, esto se pasa de abuso ya. Esto es disgusting. Disgusting. They're embarrassing. Mm. What is it called? Arrange them to talk to me. I didn't say we're saying what? Call her Mariana Dawson. I don't even remember her music. So significante. Ew. 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 So behind the scenes. Let's see through the screen of that picture that they did this one. People say that is so embarrassing of how they rape me, stealing my money by getting in the way of me receiving money, staying in my home without my permission, stealing my vehicles, and then causing for David Lewis not to steal from me. A picture from, and then they lick the screen of her. Yeah. His clients, his customers. He wants to rape me and profit off of it. And this is his customer base most likely. Más kind of sex acts. Ew, 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 ew. He didn't ask for it, but I accepted. And that's all I'm gonna do. What else? What else? You can decapitate whoever's not excited. That's just a virgin. Shut up and doesn't do anything to money that belongs to me. If this is teaching 9 years younger, me being my things are supposedly, I think. And he holds on to money to date me. And they hold on to my money, trying to kill me. Or so they're show up as an option because they were arranged marriage by my parents. My siblings do as a way to rape them. My siblings suggest that I paint with them and they're like, dale, dale, diseñame un traje con las pinturas de Ali, and then they wear it for my anniversary with him. They all play interior designer with him behind the scenes. And for my anniversary with him, because it's a leash and he's like with Caroso, they go on and they release custom garments with paintings that I painted with him. And that was anything that I paint and post on the internet, possibly anything that I've stitched on the internet. And then they go around opening where they invite celebrities, trying to ruin celebrities' lives, trying to find people that will hate me and publicly will say it. Not even Katy Perry showed up to say hate messages to me. Supposedly, he made sure that she hates me. In the meantime, like, what is your saying? I don't know. What else did I say? It's like, who's Katy Perry at least possibly to me that I don't want finding out. Ew, ew, ew. People who must go, he created the fake account. Victoria Jordan, possibly. Decades ago, they threatened me with a hate crime. My parents had judges as a parents online consult so that hopefully I don't have to testify in a court unless it's like over the last few days and then make it official. So I see it. court setting, but I've heard about killings like living outside of the court in self-defense. So I think it would be. I don't need to be in a court to make it official. Like I'm fine with these videos being used in court against these leeches that steal from me and try to rape me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They're disgusting. They steal my money and then they go on to design homes and vehicles and clothing. And then they invite the leech and A-list celebrities that they try to turn into D-list celebrities. Da un asco. Da un asco, son una basura. So my siblings arranged them, at least with the youngest one, possibly. My siblings arranged a marriage for me, and he and I painted, I think. Or he stole a painting from me when I was painting a Corazon de Center. Possibly that's why they were there, trying to get the paintings. And then they go on to fake pretend that he's married to me, like that. Oh, they have a and they create this. Oh, I've seen this episode. I've seen this episode. Chips. Oh, guys, nice. It's not dangerous because people will go on to say I would have cooked for her this, or I would have done this. Yeah, they have impromptu on the DL cookbooks of, and I would have cooked this for her. It's crazy. Oh, I didn't read the word Chinese too. Spice. Soy sauce. Entonces, even if this happened in court, someone in someone's family would arrested as a consequence of news. Well, most of us resources. This is this is What else? 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 Entonces, what they're doing is like, Arlene was loud at the library. Everyone get ready for a spanking. I'm starving. I miss you and came on and I'm ready to provide for myself. Well, that's why I'm thinking that that's not different. They steal my money. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. So that's what they taught me. They're disgusting. They're after status. Ew, 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 they're disgusting. Oh, there's me. That's what's next. Look at the murder. She's the one, guys. She's the one giving us this thing. Ew, they're disgusting. Yeah. He's just he is so hot in decades ago that he better go. See, they're like, mira lo que Menorita le crea. O ellos se creen que yo vivo mi día. Aquí a Jenny Gendariri le escribe algo de amor. He's constantly all of them. People used to mock him like, that's big bird, they're not chiquito. que no se deja coger de pendejo. But I don't know him well to say that he doesn't. Then I never think about them being like no space in my life. Ever. What else? They wanted behind the scenes to mock me and being like, a mí me invitó a una orgía. I'm like, because tú eres una cuero que le abren la tota literalmente cualquiera si te la pasa. Porque con sus sisters they can kill them. Like, yeah, with sisters I can kill them. Like those 31 kids. That's what they're doing for me. And he's like, that's why I started my divorce. Mientras él está pimienta, mi hermana no aguanta él. Y me lo mira. No disgusting. Disgusting. What else? What else? What else? Agency. Superman. used to. And then when I started wanted to have another life in the world with the internet sister extremely dangerous. Eu como direito ambiental, diria thousands of years ago. This nature has been never in could have been a fictional aliens and no, I need food. Then parents eating it and white. I don't want to live in a world with my family. I don't family. All the family that I have staying in Peru. And when I did, he sees my name. ¿Y se cree cura? Oh. Y se volvió la foto. Se volvió la foto. Oh, that would have been fun trying to match them. But out of respect to everyone else that was a person, I sent to Travis Park Church. I didn't take pictures of them individually because there were other people around. So I don't want to involve anyone else in this because they're extremely dangerous. Otherwise, I would have been like, yo creo que fue este. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Qué gente tan puerca asquerosa. Fo. Estos tipos son unos puercos, una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew. In the meantime, they're getting closer to the marriage that they want with my siblings. Mientras más yo digo que ellos son unos puercos, una basura, una asquerosidad, más se le va desinflando el pene hacia mí. Tipo soy. Porque they're literally obsessed, unhealthy obsession with me. People said decades ago. What else? So kill the judge in self-defense. That was me putting it on her. While live without money. For me to order Uber Eats. Trying first to rehabilitate my feelings. The judges coexist with people for rehabilitation. Me. I wonder if he's taking pictures, but there's always someone. I know he's playing now. She can be on which one he thinks it's the what else? What else? Congratulations, given how many sorry, sons under arranged marriage, siblings, and living siblings, sorry. Take it to go gente. Yo creo que tengo muy sorry, sons Lord. Ew. Are they mad? They're like, these messages are for you to kill yourself. Go to look me on the engine and call that you. You see, that's what enough. Yeah. No, but you get are excited now because so if you take like can be sucking your dick over your texture. We're not together ever. They're this. You can decapitate everyone's filing lyrics. There's no reason why I can't see all the judges. And the case against them. One could get, it's not homicidal. It's still self-defense. There's a mediator on this in court. I'm ready to come. Tell my mommy my daddy I'll be at home. Ya pues come back home. Ya pues come over here. No, didn't tell you that day, huh? What else? 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 And my dad may be lying every few days and people there's food here for her. So they're dirty. They have their own ways themselves. But they're like, I noticed that too. I read through a book and I read something that made me think it mentioned me. Oh, they're like, yeah, it's like being the son of LeBron James and he getting applause for playing basketball. His kids don't have to get applause for him playing basketball. Unless on a personal level, some people do want to say something that are annoying. You're like, but does he play basketball with his kids? Someone say something on that. What else? So there's no rivalry here. There's one more festival that I can attend that has no record-breaking attendance before 3 a.m. And this was in as an organization that does things out of stupidity and not as lavish. Porque ellos viven como en pobreza. De Santa Caridad, por favor, dame todo lo dinero y el pena que quiera hacer yo para hacer trabajo. So they steal my money. They're like, if we had dated, we would have been poor and starving. So they do the first thing and do things together. As a suggestion to my parents, trying to see how we would have made it work. I'm gonna kill him. I keep looking at this picture because I need to face myself and get closer and say hi. I want my money back in the context of giving some money. Possibly a coincidence it was a real hard day. I heard that it's good they hang out for a little bit some years. Or trying to lure me in because why do I not have electricity in my apartment? What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored, but because I have no interest in dating that. What else? What else? What else? No, nothing I was into. I thought that individual was gonna get interested and rape me. Let me see. There is woman, his man. You can decapitate my son, so try to make me when I was 14. You can decapitate or something, try to make me when I was 15. Persons and change. Anyway, so just I don't understand what church is. We don't find anything to get to vote. Let's just say if my mind that's just like it. What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Ew, these beaches get right out of boredom. Oh. Anyways, I posted in a blog. There's Mr. Special. What else? What else? What else? There's Transport Público. I like incident millimeters. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? There's walkers. I need surf here. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oof, do I need a lot of money in there? Do I need a lot of money to return to Aguada, Puerto Rico? I haven't been on a jet ski in a while. I didn't get on a jet ski. I don't remember. If I did that, it would have like a vueltita cortita. Well, you're safe. I can't remember. What else? What else? What else? They act like everything's dirt. Gente son tan brutos. Ew, 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 ew. They're dumb. People are looking at this. A court looks at this. Jury looks at this. What else? What else? What else? What else? And they act like all there is dirt. And you calling I don't need money. Ew, ew, ew. Anyways, I can avoid them. Oh, that's really cute, and it's free too. I want to take this tour with you and pay you. What else? What else? What else? People shop there, Hilda. People shop there. There's agriculture. What else? What else? That's cute. Maintenance is important. What else? I'm going around and like this. Ooh, this is fun. That's so weird. What is this? That's the quantity. This is free too. The free is good. When it's quality, free is good. Ooh, I want to visit this. Yeah, there's a boy. That was close. And I didn't get to meet. It's my age. What else? This is a tourist. This is a tourist. In the meantime, Jaden ahorita se la pasa acosando a Jaden y Kimani that they're estudiantes de, what is that? De educación especial, que no se saben ni lavar los dientes. She wants to rate them that badly. Pero yo no creo que lavarse los dientes. Y, o sea, tipo, yo también quiero hacer un poquito más de- because there's mi amorito precioso, mi amorito precioso, mi amorito Dios. Ew, ew, they're disgusting. Anyways, ellos se lo llevaron para España, para que no puedan botar en agua de substance. No, 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 They don't take a step on the initiative. Everything's like, well, if I didn't see her, then she can be here, and this one can be there, and we want to go. Using the topic of remains because it was the same. No, I read this and I think it was anyways, I'm adding my GoFundMe campaign here to this comment. What else? You can decompensate by how means what is assistance. No, break me a similar money and get me back there's me, sure. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, this is cute. I thought I would. Oh, wow. Leaving this. What else? Vocal for yeah. Yeah, with my comments and money. No, what is some of the more people? What is it? No se bañaron bien, gente. No se bañaron bien. Porque hay gente pública así. I've heard en plaza pública. Mañana a morir. My primo segundo. Both the one that I like to come y que no me interesa. Do shit like this. There's like this man. Like, ¿tú tienes pareja sola? You have this sola? They go asking people. And now they do about the specific things. The same that he has to get along. Even that I'm single. And what they do also is they make it public. And I act like a so. Like if someone were truly also doing terrorism towards the island, they're like, no, I found the spot. Thanks to her post. What else? What else? What else? What else? There's just no. La vida de la gente de Venezuela es very common. Porque no se puede ni en los literature. You can look up the same money sort of sons are right now spending money and getting lawyers. Terrorists. nosotros. This is so pretty. I'm so relatable to me. I want you to play songs today. Essa lista que eu me uma bem, mas não é questão de geração também. Mas eu não tenho. Não, não sei. Anyways, the experiments with his death then, not mine. They mass rejection. I didn't know that. They're like, do you want to have a relationship? Or can I experiment? It's like, go do your thing, and then if I find you one day, then we can have sex or out. Basically, just tied me down to this full in retaliation. He's trying to kill me. I think that the experiments with people. You can't buy me my right. Yo voy a trabajar. No, ya se está de almuerzo, ahorita no voy a hacer. Y Jesse está de almuerzo, no me necesitan, entonces no me necesitan. No, are you serious? But one person. Oh, that's important. You should speak up on your own because he or someone may have an idea of how they're trying to kill me. And then like, oh my god, because they said I can't do this. So according to this leech, I should go back to Aguada y vivir en condiciones dignas. Where did that other screenshot go? I posted. I mean, I could just do the official thing and leave it at that. Or what is this? Even if it's opinion, I'm mad at it. What? According to this person, I returned to Guadalajara with my family. Ya, eso es que yo quiero regresar a vacaciones. ¿Y cómo es posible que yo no tengo electricidad y estoy mendigando por dinero? Uf, what else? I'm so bored. Entonces ahí va él a decirme, is that a real? I don't send direct messages for. I have an aversion to WhatsApp too. Porque that's real. That based on before it was founded officially. Yeah, that's where they do most of their stories. It doesn't make it a decir que alguien en la familia ahora hubiera pedido merengue. El nombre más de un novio merengue. Y like, no, como que ya no sé. Carajito merengue. That's what they watch for. They're so girls. And looks just like, man, it's weapon detection. Why didn't she do this? Oh, neighbors are so regular. What do I say? What do I say? What do I say? You can't take government serious as long as the food stamps office is working properly as scheduled, as long as the social security office is working as properly as scheduled, and they see like the goal amount of people during that time. And supermarkets are running properly and people are like crashing over. You should never take government too serious. Which is just a mockery. Sometimes it's a reenactment of someone else's life. What else? What else? I think I've been warned about that. What else? Oh, Eric Botcher. Now it registers. Is it? That was because I've seen his name for a while. Did I not share him that? What was it? Oh, that was so good. What else? What else? Nothing else shows up. January 6th. I saw a video. Posted. Paying attention to it. What else? Anyways, I can like compensate everyone that steals from me that gets in the electricity money. I mean, they've hurt thousands, if not millions of people. What else? I hate the leech. What else? If I really wanted to post what I'm gonna be saying right now, when I remember being home, I just did you. What else? Yeah, those cookies. Oh. No, she did that to your text. She rejected it. Oh no, we must kill her. They don't understand self-defense here, so they get in dangerous ways, thinking that if he causes my death, they won't be considered as an accessory. That's why I expose them. They're just as dangerous. The females are just as dangerous. They're trying to make it seem like I'm a man hater, that he kills me, and then they try to kill him. What else? What else? What else? I need money for me to get to Apollo. There's an Instagram account. And according to Revista Economía, Puerto Rico leads the ranking of the most prosperous countries in Latin America. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What is Terrace Hotels? State Puerto Rico. Yeah. Supposed to be because he gets raped or is in love with someone. He can't pursue them. Well, I'm not financially stable because then it's considered rape what they're doing. Like when they find out some people, they pester, they pester. So they go on saying they steal my money, giving away my personal money. And they're like, no, long times. Tell me how you met him and how he steals money from my sister to date her. He's raping you. And they start breaking relationships so that that dick is available to them. They're disgusting. Y no tiene tiempo ni para bañarse. One of them supposed to have AIDS, which it was acidic, supposedly blood. So it was corrected with water intake and diet and stopping of using drugs. I heard that. What else? Dude, the messages doesn't even make you want to kill people who tries to like. I've heard that he wasn't for one trying to use like it's like no bro, no, don't. No. But if he's a fire, but if he's a does he try to kill a boy? No, like what else? Like people that want to kill their aggressive with an object. What else? What was I? I'm not really good. What else? My chest is silent. Just. Oh, you think that doesn't? I've said this before it started when we created a mock about that on the interface of social media. He wants to kill me and be like, but you won't forget the Just Be styling because she agreed to suck my dick. I really know. El tipo del puerco, he is my second cousin. He has no right to steal from me. And then he wants to mock el FBI. No hace nada por ayudar a persona. He wants to keep my money and he's greedy and he wants to see how much the FBI will give me in a donation. Because that would be like so powerful of me if the FBI were to give me a donation. They eavesdrop into family conversations and then ruin my life. They're disgusting. Some conversations that people were having with me were meant for them to take action with, such as taking people all over town decades ago in San Antonio trying to accomplish this. Este está tratando de tirar un peo por mí. Fofo, 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 fofo. Esse está tratando de tirar un peo por mí. De tipo bruto. What was I doing? What else? What else? I'm heading over to HEV and buying water. Where is this? What else? What else? Anyways, now I've done today's laugh at that account. Just be like, what else? This is so really not annoying. More. You can decapitate Sarah Francis. You can decapitate Julian Solis Santos and you can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate several copies of his working promotion to intimidate the private player and achieve financial stability. El tipo es un bruto, pero ha sido un puerco. form is a mistake that I'm gonna be behind the scenes fighting for him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm into some job. She stays in my home, so she steals my vehicles. Gets in the way of me, steals my money. You can decapitate homeowner the lease, the people 17, you can decapitate that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You can decapitate that raped me. Mm, mm, yeah, ginger leverage on the sales money so I get free. Yeah, can the make me soon when you gotta know everything. What else? The other livello is Isabella, as I told you that she's only the giant picture should be embarrassed. And then they can like wink. That would touch with reality. So you can decapitate everyone but behind the scenes orchestrate. Then I would get moved and they would do this and they would ask me for a vagina picture for them to see it. That's something a lot of people are what you could tell. Alone en Atalaya, en el pueblo, en Calvache, en María Gente, y states and finance all my information steals my vehicles, gets into my mercy, but he steals my money. He gets paid to pretend to be me by the beach. I take home all my felicity. I want them to kill themselves today for stealing from me and getting away. They're saying when you're raping me, that gets to them. What else? 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 Oh, porque they stay in my personal homes without my permission, I've been told. And they're trying to kill me, trying to suck in literally Lorenzo blood that I have more than he does. Was it Mario Kart? It's how people describe it. Oh, se yo la misma like pure lose. What is that inside me? What? I'm just like, oh, good. I know that's too. What? And spiritual that I so called terms, but I don't recommend those. But some people say like under the right message is like over the counter like person. If you for the intention of what it is and not for itself and other people. What else? What else? Mm, myself. And today's freestyling, just freestyling. This many times I heard those people would walk up to me like, "I this FaceTime me," and some people were like, "We're so happy for them that they're having a baby." We're gonna get fixated in like, what will that look like? So for the purposes of their like, investigated. So before my family abortion just was to see how my baby would be. He could have been on his way to rehabilitation. He didn't even know it is like, why don't you have that baby when just beside him? Then it's a good idea. Ya voy más rápido a tener este bebé. El tipo es bruto, el tipo es un bruto, el tipo es bruto, gente. Un asco. People call him asco. Oh, whatever. When do I get money? Like for real? Oh, but I can't kill myself. Because what people call game over. It's like who are the perpetrators? Who gets the damage? So they just pick. Um, anyways, what else? What else? What else? What else? Has so much more salary. Sometimes if I really have the cashier, right? She's I heard about that. Y que era más de this person. What? What else? What else? What else? What else? Lord, that was so relatable too. And those two Barbies were. I was shocked today. What? Baby, all the time porque I just mocked it out of my head. Y porque si no fueran menoritas, I wouldn't be suffering. Gente. Si no fueran menoritas, I wouldn't be suffering. Observational for him. Yeah. He wanted to, what is it? Establish boundaries. Like, what does she need in his life? If she is late, she said she's getting up 40. What else? I just want to know if I just want to stay here. I have an extra picture. Whatever. What else? What else? Seriously, I took him, so I got this class for a month in a row. And then I said, excuse me, 5 minutes before the class started. I know who she is. I'm not the one starving her, okay, guys? I'm not. What else? What else? I had to take a whole month of not attending because I didn't want people to look at me like I'm the one starving her. I'm no starving her. No, I'm the I didn't notice at home. I love that some of his like fifth cousins from Puerto Rico. Now I know through them that three of you are sleeping with him. He's a brother. That's why I did that much. But he wasn't here. And no one missed, guys. But I'm just here to tell you that I'm not the one starving her on purpose. And you could have said this to the group chat. But I don't know. That doesn't have to right? I did put it to me on the bill writing. Anyways, back to the class. Back to the class. El tipo un cuerpo no es una menorita por eso. Y es lo más lindo que hay. El tipo stole my money to date him decades ago. Since I was a toddler, has a persecution told me that he's gonna turn me into Latina poor so that I starve and die. And then went on to rape me in my parents' home in my bedroom while bragging about the dates I had with people while stealing my money so I can't date. You can decapitate how many citizens that rape me still money into the lawyers. Okay, you don't want that happening to your kids, right? This is the beaches that I got from because specifically this because oh my god, I'm still imagining because I'm meeting you. Yes. What happened to him? Is he dead or not? Is he probably yes. Porque Iriam is hanging because I don't want to. So there will be a new thing that will kill one day. Just to make the message that we have isn't he here is a rapist, a hostage taker. He is so likely that he dates my siblings and not me. So this has been a shooter, and now his name is in Cuba, and no one knows about him but his mother. What else? 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 I don't need to apologize. Where is this? People think I was like the he is extremely dangerous and show up in family members. So this is taking most of them understand others think everything's oh, instead of taking me on dates, okay, he stole your heart. Some budget to give it to me. He lied about it. He doesn't take me on as a hand for a minute. And It's the menu of life for non-existent. I miss Tatum though. I miss Tatum. So I didn't see Pitbull. Did my dad have my reaction to that? So I miss Pitbull, but I'm not really. Oh, I also need to follow. Like literally Victoria's Secret is most like entirely same one thing, but that's the personal choice. So that can go either way. What else? 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 I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I'm bored, and every time I think I have a home where I can fit at least 7 men. Do the rooms interconnect their bathhouses in all of them? And I don't have the key to the home, or I don't have the layout of that. Or also, maybe I'd like to make some changes. One of those. Yeah, maybe read that as a skills and those what they do, they have the kids in still and they're like, don't end up with this. That's why people explain it to the masses like this. Yeah, I just talked about this. The possibility of knowing significado siete emocionalmente and they interchange with the word the very dumb, the very stupid, the very you can look at it even when it's system I think I heard that is when they still looking to my person home, invited 7 months of them and chose a female all the time to pretend to be me in my personal home. Well, they stole my money to take them and then they there's something very disgusting and very dangerous. Um, situation. It's only about time, you can probably everyone gets another nursing no once while living here, I said that I was 18 times about the people that if I remember he's like, why is your name? Think about it. And then ew, ew, ew. And then behind the scenes, if I fall for that shit, he'll be like, Arlene, I'm gonna take you to a party. Did he already say that? And I'll be like, how did we meet? Or hicimos los pases. Tú me dijiste, bueno, voy a ir, pero me acordé de ti, te mamé el pene. Thank God, so. Is this thing live? The internet got this guy. I purposely missed even that it is speech of like, como que yo no soy la luz de tus ojos, las mujeres tenemos necesidades. Mamá, mira todo a mí, solamente a mí. Dan un asco, gente, dan un asco. Son menoritos y menoritos. Is this still recording? You can decapitate me having a sweater sons. The sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your saving money. God. Is this still recording? Nothing more. It's a different object that I haven't showed in a while. See, I'm still not. Anyway, so I'm repeating that for if you didn't hear that